Hello 10A and welcome actually back to the classroom. I know last time you weren't in the classroom. Now, because I know some of you have and some of you haven't been watching the videos, I'm going to re-go over the class expectations and also how the classes will run. So I want all of you to pay attention to this. Sorry, I've got a fly in here. All of you to pay attention to this to understand what the expectations are and how it will run. Hopefully there is a teacher in with you who will be observing, and just to let you know, the teachers that are observing will be reporting back to me in terms of how you're performing in the class. So just because I'm not there, I will be advised whether you're doing really well and getting all of the work done and helping other classmates, or if you're being silly, if you're speaking Chinese, I'll be notified as well, and that will go toward your final mark, and it'll go toward your GPA. We'll talk about that in a little bit more detail. For those who have already listened to this, please keep focused and listen again. No putting your head on the table, sit up straight. Gail, I'm looking at you. I still have a photograph of you sitting up straight, so let's please all pay attention to this. Right, so how the classes will run, each class a teacher will play a pre-recorded video. Usually it'll be about 20 or 30 minutes. It depends on the class though. If I need you to do an activity that will last 30 minutes, then it will only be a 5 or 10-minute video. For instance, we're going to be doing a mock description assessment later on this week. So that video will only last about 5 minutes to get you ready. So I've got the light right behind me. Okay. So the first thing that you need to do is watch the video and take some notes. So what I will actually be sending in your WeChat group, and it's really important that you jump on and have a look at your WeChat group a good few times a day, because I'll have ongoing information there to, and also it's the best place to get in contact with me if you've got any questions at all. So in the group, I'm going to send you each week one of these. So it tells you for each day and each period what we're going to be doing. So you know that you're going to be prepared for that. So for period 6, today you can see we're going to be introducing the presentation assessment. Now, you know, if it's a presentation, it will be speaking. So I need you to have your 001 book ready for that. You can see next we're going to have a podcast listening. You need to make sure that you've got a piece of paper and a pen ready. Alice in Wonderland, you can see here, we're actually going to be going through the answers to chapters 3 through to 5. So what I need from you is you to make sure that you have all of your answers ready, as well as a red pen so you can mark through those answers. Then we've got feedback on description planner. So I'm still waiting for many of those. So the reason I've had to push that back and give you less time to prepare for your assessment is because many of you have not handed your work in. And then period 4, you can see we have a mock description assessment. So if you've got a description assessment, you know the 2 things that you'll need is some scrap paper and a pen, or 2 pens to make sure in case one of them stops working. So you have a look at this. When I send this through every week, it'll probably come through on a Saturday or a Sunday. I want you to jump on, have a look what you need to do, print it out or make some notes so you know what we're going to be doing that week. I want you to come to class prepared immediately, the same as what we would in a normal face-to-face classroom. So to go back to class expectations, the rest of the class, so when the video finishes, the rest of the class you will be required to work on that particular task. If I do hear of anyone playing games, you will be reprimanded, and there'll be conversations happening with your parents, or even worse, we could actually take your laptop or your phone off you, all right? So the time that you have after the video is finished, I will set particular tasks so you'll have something to do. I will send a copy of the task to you via the WeChat group. So for instance, if you are required to complete a document that is not in your workbook, so a document that is not in your workbook, I will send a copy to the WeChat group. However, the GAC teacher who is supporting and helping you, hello GAC teacher, they will be coming in with a copy for you as well. If they do not have a printed copy, please kindly remind them or arrange for one of yourself to pop up to the next level and take some photocopies for you. I will be available throughout the classes on WeChat to answer any questions that you might have. Okay, so I'll always be available on WeChat. What I would recommend is that you use the WeChat group. Oftentimes, your question might be the same as 5 other students' questions, and it's just easier for everybody because someone might be afraid to ask that question, and so you asking that question actually helps the rest of the class. You will complete the work and you'll send it to Fiona via WeChat to Mark. So the same as what we've been doing while you're at home, you need to send that through to me because I will be continuing to keep a view of how much work you've been completing, when you've finished it, etc. Some of the work will actually be saved as well, and that will be submitted through to Shanghai as part of your coursework. So anything that you send to me needs to be a high quality because it's going to be a representation of your overall performance. For assessment tasks or events, a GAC teacher will provide you with the work and observe you. I'm still going to be assessing all of your work when it comes to 001 and 002. Again, need a high level of performance. At the beginning of every assessment, I will do a short introduction, maybe 1 or 2 minutes, just to go over the expectations again and make sure that you're prepared. Then all of those assessments will be collected by the GAC substitute teacher and they'll send it through to me and I will mark it for you. So this is normal GAC material. So every single class is very, very important and that you pay attention as much as possible. And your performance, so it will go toward your final marks, it will go toward your GPA, so it will affect your final mark. Remember, if you do not pass 1 unit out of 1 course, it means you do not pass the course. So if you do not pass the description, if you do it twice and do not pass, it actually means that you fail that course, but it also means that you fail GAC. So absolutely every assessment and all of the coursework goes toward what university you're going to go to, and to be honest, ending up in the result of what your life is going to look like. Okay, so everything we're doing here is really, really important. I will be coming back as soon as possible. As soon as China opens the borders, Australia has given me the okay to leave Australia because I live in China. So once China has lifted that, then I will be returning. But in the meantime, let's work together and try and get through this as best we can. Class expectations, as I said before, no Chinese. If you're speaking Chinese, you're just wasting your time and you're impacting your classmates as well. The best students that I've had that have gone on to some amazing universities across through Canada, America, and even England are the ones that would only, when they came to GAC, they would only speak English. In fact, when they're on WeChat with themselves, speaking to each other, they just constantly use English and it constantly develops it. I know it's difficult now, but anything worth doing is difficult to start off with. Remember, we are all here to work on and improve our English. So I don't want to hear about any translators or any English to Chinese or Chinese to English dictionaries. Only English to English and no translators, okay? I will know and it will cause problems. I want you to complete your work to a high standard. If you're not proud of the work, I don't want to see it, don't give it to me, okay? You need to be proud of everything you've done because if you are proud of it, you know it's the very best you could have done. If you know it's the very best that you could have done, then there's always opportunities for us to improve, to get it from very good to excellent. Please complete your homework on time. I'll continue to track this, and if things are outstanding, your head teacher will be notified. Your head teacher will then sit down with you and have a stern conversation, possibly an angry conversation, and if we don't see any changes, we're then going to contact your parents. Then, if it becomes worse, your parents will actually be invited into GAC and I will come into an online meeting and we'll have a conversation as well. Okay, so it is getting very serious at this time. Finally, let's help each other. This is really not easy for anybody, me included. I'm sitting in a little office in the middle of nowhere. My throat is very sore because all I'm doing is recording and not getting to see your wonderful faces. So let's respect each other, be kind to each other. If someone is struggling in your class, please help them. If you don't understand something, come and ask me. If there's any way that I can improve my delivery to give you more support, please let me know. I really do want to do the best for you and we'll continue as well as we can. Unfortunately, there's still a lot of outstanding work, and so the rest of this class, I'm going to give you the time to try and get through as much work as possible. So your class teacher has a copy of this, your head teacher has a copy of this, and Terry, as head of GAC, also has a copy of this. So everybody is aware of what is outstanding for each of the students. All right, so it's important that we go through and try and get this done as much as possible. My request is that I get all of the red completed and done by Sunday of this week. Okay, so Sunday of this week. Solomon, I just have listening 6 waiting from you. I do not have your description plan. Please keep in mind I'm recording this on April the 9th, so the 9th of April. So Solomon, if anyone has gotten me this, that's fine. I will have marked it off by now, but I'm recording this at that early date. Bad, you have a lot, you've got 99% outstanding, you need to get through that. If anyone can be of assistance to Bad to help him get through, please do so. If anyone has any outstanding listening and they do not know how to get the listening, the wonderful Michelle, thank you so much, Michelle, for supporting and helping me throughout this time. She is aware of how to download these. I will send through some details of my playlist. Sorry, my dad's playing with a motorbike. So I will send through the link to the playlist so that you can find which one you're missing and complete it. I'll see if I can actually show you what it looks like now. Where is the internet? Internet, sorry. Here we go. All right, so I go to here. All right, so you can see that we've got 10 online learning. So this, and as I said, I'll send it through to you in WeChat. This actually has all of the videos that we've been listening to. Okay, so you've got reading, writing part 1, part 2, so on and so forth, listening and speaking. We've got IELTS part 1 as well. Okay, Alice in Wonderland, which we're going to do on another day. So if you have not watched these, if you've not actually watched these yet, please ask for some assistance from Michelle or one of the other good IT people that have a VPN to please download it for you so that you can watch it and then complete the work, all right? Having this much outstanding, for instance, Bad, Mike and Kraus, also Maggie, Cindy, it's just not okay. So we need to get this done. Otherwise, you're going to hold up the rest of the class. It means none of us are going to be able to complete our assessments, and it's going to impact the whole semester. All right. And I don't want that to happen. All right. Many of you have just decided not to do this work, which I'm really angry and very frustrated about. And to be honest, it's just very disrespectful to the rest of your classmates and also to me, who I've been working really, really hard to try and continue to develop your English skills, all right? So please use the rest of this class time. Those of you who have completed everything, Michelle, Charles, I think Lucy, Amy, Gail's been doing well, but you've got some things missing. Jasmine, Jerry's been doing well, but has some things missing. If you have completed everything, jump onto one of your classmates and say, look, how can I help you? Let's watch this video together. Let's pause it. Let's start it again. The most important things are actually the listening 1, listening 2, listening 3, reading and writing. The research helper I must have. The data sheet I must have. And the description plan I must have. But as I said, I need all of these done by Sunday. I don't want any more red, okay? No excuses, you're in the class now, let's get it done. Right, if I do hear of anyone in their study time are playing games or not doing this, I will be in contact with the teacher there as well. All right, so let's take this seriously. Let's get up to date with everything, and then let's move on. I hope not to have a sort of an angry fear in a moment again. All right, well, again, welcome back, everyone. As always, I'm available on WeChat. Give me a shout if there's anything that I can do or to assist you with, and I look forward to continuing to working with you throughout the semester. Until I see you again, till next class.